Alright, hello everyone. I am Crota, about to do a bit of drafting here. And looking at my options, I really don't like any of the rares or uncommon. At least not to start my deck. I think the Potent Puffball is probably the best pick here. Doing a little bit of draft, just finished up, lost the draft and lost an Evo and lost some sealed, and now I'm recording, so a little bit emotionally on edge, but hopefully I can still play up to snuff, so to speak. It is also pretty late, and hopefully my kids won't try and call me to go check on them as well, because, well, drafting is the only portion of the game where I can't step away from my computer without, well, bad ramifications in my overall gameplay. Alright, let's take a look at what is still left here. Looks like someone took the rare. No big surprise there. Wow. No Dreadling tech. No Dreadling tech. Nothing good in Wild either. Well, this is a really bad pool for me. I gotta admit, this is really bad. Um, like, I'm still trying to like find my way to, so to speak. And do I want to go Blood Wild? Do I want to go Sapphire Wild? Shackling Strands is good. Underworld Oppression is good. I might go with the Shackling Strands. Like, like it's a coin flip between the two. Underworld Oppression can win games. Shackling Strands can get you to that. You know what? I will. What has a bigger comeback factor? Okay, Underworld Oppression has the bigger comeback factor, even though it is. Yeah, it has the bigger comeback factor. Being able to get -2 on the board or -3 on the board is absolutely huge, but I'm not really set in anything as of yet. All right, Rune Ear Recruiter actually getting passed to me. That is a solid card. Summon either a Shinhair Militia or transform into a Glyph Ear Samurai. It does work well with Dreadlings, as the Dreadlings will then make this guy even into a larger Crush unit. No reason not to pass it. Or no reason to pass it. There is a Butcher in here as well. Blood's Favor is solid. Not quite sure. It looks like 2 commons were taken. And the Rune Ear Recruiter is not a bad rare. So how did it get past two people already? That's my head scratching moment. I don't quite get it. We have been going to time on the draft, so it could be the people who are passing cards. Well, no, the rare was taken in the pack before me. Maybe he has a lot of. That would make me assume that the person before me took a dual shard rare that was not wild, that is definitely worth playing. Alright, rather than try and figure out that one particular card, I am just going to take the Wild's Favor. Yeah, Wild's Favor or Burly Botanist, both are really strong. Wild's Favor has that burst potential. Burly Botanist has see, even the Warp Steel Shardsworn can be good as well. The Butcher in here for removal. Now this, like, can I take this, and this, and like just call it my pack? No, I can't do that. Sheesh. I wish I could. I really wish I could do that. I think I'll take the Botanist here. Just card generation. The longer the game goes, the better it is generally going to be. Yeah. If the Botanist survives 3 turns, then it is better than the Wild's Favor. If it actually survives 2 turns, because usually at that point your opponent has tried to use a card to actually remove the Botanist as well. So, yeah. Unless it gets dingled, which does, and oh, well, now I feel silly for taking the Botanist because another Botanist got past me. I should have taken the Wild's Favor. Alright, or the Butcher, for that matter. Yeah, so I'll take another Burly Botanist, and now the Underworld Oppression doesn't seem like it has to be taken. I can, if all of a sudden Dread deployments get past to me, I can go that route. If the Wild Favor makes it back, that would be an absolute miracle if it actually wheeled. I'm not quite sure if that would actually happen, but yeah, yeah. So if you guys can't tell, it looks like I am going to be drafting Dreadlings. Everything is pointing to that particular direction already. Underworld Oppression seems really weak right now since I only have one race. So maybe I should have gone for the Shackling Strands, but there's no real way of knowing back then what I was really going to be going for. But then again, I did take a Potent Puffball early, which doesn't have an Underworld race, even though it is Dreadling themed. Maybe I should have taken that into consideration. Alright, so Lasgar's Bloodletter doesn't work in the deck. Magi, Withering Gaze, Sanguine Boon, or Silencing Sneak. I will take the Silencing. I guess I'll take the Silencing Sneak here. Yeah, the Shriek. No, the Shriek doesn't really help me either. Like, no, I have to go with the Sneak here, right? Yeah, the Underworld Oppression is just looking really bad now. Constantly trying to reformat my deck. I think my last two drafts have been, what, 2-1, 3-0, 1-2, and 0-3. So I've actually had all four possible turnouts in my last couple drafts. My last draft went 2-1, ended up getting a bad beat and not getting my second Blood Shard. Really hurt me. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Alright, Flashing Paw Trickster, Pharaoh Root Tactics, Barrier Bot, Power and Pain, Flash Paw Trickster? Well, the Pharaoh Root Tactics, it's a combat trick, right? It is +4/+4. It's an expensive combat trick. Flashpaw Trickster is also a combat trick. Sure, I'll go for the Flashpaw Trickster. Okay. Dingle is a form of removal. There is a lot of Ruby getting past. A lot of Ruby. But I didn't see any Surging Wildfires. If I actually saw a Surging Wildfire early, I would have gone that route. Dingle is a decent form of removal. It definitely does help. And let's see how things go here. Oh, and it's actually getting fairly late, so I'll have to cast the rest of my games later on, which is always a little bit disappointing. That's because it takes longer to find all of my games. Alright, so... Alright. This was my opening pack. There was not a lot of good stuff in it. Now that I look at it, the Chark Mark did not wheel, so someone is drafting rares. The coin is a little bit more dangerous in this deck, and since I'm not going blood, I can't actually scrounge all that much. Verdicts of the Ancient King's not that great. I think I take the Surge Smith Engineer just to hate it. I don't want Ruby to be that strong in the pool, but then again, yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on here. Let's see. Okay, Conceal, Blitz. Oh gosh. Conceal is good. You are doubling up on one specific troop, but it is good. Yeah, look at that. Look at all that ruby. I am not liking this draft. Wow, I am drafting absolutely horribly. Yeah. This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. Do I start drafting a little bit of blood as a backup option? Wow, I am not drafting well right now. I don't feel confident in. I'm not reading the signals correctly. Maybe it's late. Maybe I'm hungry. No, I am reading the signals correctly. No one wants blood, or no one wants ruby. Do I switch to ruby now? Well, if I open up a great ruby card, I can switch to ruby. You know what? Let me. Nothing's for sure in my deck yet. That's the only thing that's certain. Nothing is certain. It's a very sad day. Like, the signals are all over the place. Except that no one wants ruby. Wow. Okay, I have to take From the Ashes. From the Ashes is an absolutely, absolutely bomb card. It can win games by itself, and it may actually... Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That changes everything. Okay, let me see what I'm looking at. Can I just count on drawing From the Ashes? Oh, good gosh. I didn't even look at what anything else there was. I didn't even want to see it. And Nico must be sitting next to me. I think he passed me the Runir. No, I can't do From the Ashes here. All right. So so let's get rid of the ruby, or so it's either blood or sapphire. Not quite known yet. So with that, I will take a Wild's Favor and hope another potent puff. Ooh, there's a Dread Apprentice in here as well. Do I want the Dread Apprentice, or do I want the potent puffball? You know what? I think I'll take the Dread Apprentice. I like Dread Apprentice more than Wild's Favor. It's a body. You can recursion it better with Tomb Swap. Yeah, I'll take the Dread Apprentice. Indecisive Crota. Nico is actually in this draft as well, and I'm assuming he opened up the Soul Cursed. Oh, good gosh. Why does this have to get passed to me now? I cannot take this. Crossing Swords? I should have taken the Wild's Favor, and then I would have gone down the route of... No, that wouldn't be that much better. And the Roll Depression is good, but it's also way overcosted. It should probably just cost 4, not 5. At 5, it's a little bit too late to be effective. And that's why most people don't run it. Alright. Probed Warp Hair is good for me. I need to start looking for some tomb swaps or something else. The fact that I don't have any removal right now really scares me, and the fact that I don't have some permanents that I can play, or some cards that I can play turn 1 and turn 2, scare me as well. I need the tomb swap. And that, even though it's a 1-cost card, it's still not a card I can play on turn 1. So, Obluricon is looking good. Barrier Bot is looking okay. Bulky Biosporus is... At least I can start gaining some life off of this. It's not as good as a blood bearer, but at the same time, well, yeah, gain 2 life, make 2 dreadlings. Yeah, it could be really, really good. Gain a life every time. So with the burly botanist in play, it works out well. And it's a permanent that I can drop on too. Alright. Alright. Not that I really needed that much convincing that I wanted a Shulku's Garden. Still fairly strong. Alright. Flame Throne, Archer, Flashpaw, Trickster, Dream Guide, Skittering Cultivator, Feral Root Tactics, Crossing Swords, Shroud, Furious Blitzer. Also, all the blood cards were already taken out. So that means that there's like 3 people playing blood. Alright, so do I take the Feral Root Tactics? I think I take the Feral Root Tactics. No, Crossing Sword does give me some form of removal. A little bit more direct. If I need to take out a flyer. Wait, what? A potent puffball wield? This was my pack. I didn't even see the potent puffball. The Wild's Favor wield? Alright. It looks like everyone got out of Dreadlings. You know, I'll keep these in here for now, just in case I need them. Oh my goodness. Combat trick. The Underworld Impression is... yeah, no, it's not going to work in the deck. I need some 2-drops. Some actual real 2-drops. Motor Chariot is scary in a deck that can run in Ada, just because your the 1/1 flyers become rage 1 flyers, right? Or rage 2 flyers. And that is in fact scary. All right, it went from a very very bad deck to a decent deck if I can get enough. I don't even know what I want on. I don't know even what I want for my stuff. I did need another from the ashes. I think I was short from the ashes for my collection, so I think I'm down to 70 cards for my set, or 60 cards for my set. Let's see. So I need 6 more cards in general. Wow, that's solid removal, right? Like there's no reason to pass this. There isn't anything in here. I would take a Spring Dancer, even though it doesn't really help me that much. All of my Dreadlings now have lethal. It's also a form of removal. It's also a combat trick that turns into a troop. So this can be like 1.5 cards. And you have 2 native lackey. I do need early card draw, and I need early bodies, but to take a native lackey as my second pick in the 3rd pack is just bad. Especially with Gift of the Manti here. Gift of the Manti being like one of the best tricks. It works as a counter. It works as a combat trick. It's the sheer utility of the card that makes it so good. I need War Bunny, Gruesome Deed, Spring Dancer, Verdant Mill. I have no removal right now besides the Crossing Swords, which is not great. I should be able to generate Dreadlings. Never got a Dread Transport, never got... And I'm gifted with a War Bunny. I have one necrotic. No, I can't do the generate dreadling guy. Hmm. Oh, wow. Okay, that was a bit of a gift. The Dread Demise gives me another bomb to win. Two puffballs, a prelate, and a demise, and a war bunny. I have a I have a wild's favor and a dread apprentice and a demise as my dreadling generations. I will take a dread harvest or a Karoo infiltrator. Okay. The wow, all three of those are good, but I do need a way to thin out my deck and also generate dreadlings. So I will go dread harvest. I did say I wanted more things that can be a solid 2-drop. Kurup. So here's a question: Do I go Theros? Well, I have one, two, three, four troops that are not. Okay, I'm gonna go Spring Dancer here. Yeah, I'm gonna go Spring Dancer here. I did want another 2-body. Okay, so that means I am not going. I'm not going Theros. One, two, three, four. Yeah, the Skittering Dark is not. That means, do I just go pure generation, Dreadling generation? Didn't have any diligence. The War Bunny wheeled. I am at a complete loss right now. Do I go this route? Do I need the Bisporus? If I can get another solid 2. Spring Dancer, Shoku's Garden, Blood's Favor, Rune Ear, Probed Warpair, Dread Apprentice, War Bunny, Wild's Favor, Potent, Web Spinner, Dread's Demise, apparently. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. I can take out Gift of the Manti for Bulkari Biosporus. And the cost curve doesn't look that bad. I'm not going to have any 1 or 2 drops, obviously. Yeah, I think I'm going to be going this route. Nine, 8. Select sleeve. What sleeve do I want? Alright. Do I have a forest battle board? Yep. Alright. Thanks for watching. Let's see how I do.